Wellity, wellity, wellity. If it isn't a stream, hello, and good time zone. And what is up, gamers? Hi, everyone. Welcome in. Hope you're having the loveliest of lovely days. It's wonderful to be back. It's wonderful to be here. And hello, hello, hello. Let me greet chat if I may. Let me see if I can do it. Turn up. Hello, and thank you so much for the lurk. Thank you, thank you. I hope you have a lovely, lovely lurk. Joe, hello as well. Welcome on in. Hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful. What day? It's Monday. I hope you're having a wonderful Monday. Oh God, why does it? Mondays. Am I right? The only thing that makes me not go Mondays, am I right about Mondays, is the fact that I get to art stream on Mondays, and that is a joy forever. But the rest of it can go get in the bin as far as I'm concerned. Anyways, hi. Samantha, thank you so much for 46 months of sub. She says that's nearly a full year of streams. Can you believe to learn? My goodness. Have we known each other for that long, my friend? I am so grateful for it. Truly, I am. Anyways, hello. Hello, home purse. Welcome in and happy it's almost your birthday. Oh my goodness. Oh, my stars and garters, happiest of birthdays to you, my friend. Thank you for letting us know so that we can wish you a happy birthday. Happy it's almost your birthday. Happy birthday Eve. Indeed. Anyways, welcome on in. Hope you're having a beautiful Monday. Kat, thank you so much for the lurk. Alice, thank you so much for the lurk. And please say hello to the camera. Here it is. Hi. Oh. My PNG tuber did a pop-in today. I legit just jump scared myself. I was like, oh, something looks different, and then suddenly, it just literally started into existence. Which is how I was spontaneously formed in the first instance, by the way. I just kind of popped into existence. Anyways, that's normal, right? Turnip says, hi, camera, and back to lurk. Have a lovely lurk again, Turnip. Thank you. Anyways, I hope everyone is doing well. Hope you all had good weekends. I apologize for my absence on Friday. I was meant to be in the old Metrop, going to see a bit of light comedic programming. And wouldn't you know it, I didn't do that. I did not end up making it to the old Metrop, or seeing any light comedic programming. And that's a whole other kettle of story in itself. I mean, to be honest, it's not a particularly interesting story, but I suppose it is one, in as much as anything is a story if it's something that can be related in anecdotal form. And this one can. Anyway, so I had been approaching the prospect of this pair of days with, shall I say, trepidation. I was feeling a mild sense of foreboding, thinking on the eventuality of going to the big city on what it turns out was going to be like an incredibly hot day. And it's always like, it always feels even hotter when you're in big city and having to contend with like traffic congestion and crowds of people and like just the general fug of crowds of squashed like sardine humanity at peak commuter time on public transit on an incredibly hot day. And I was feeling distinctly under the weather. And my sensory defenses at the best of times are low. I am extremely sensitive to heat. I don't like big lights, so, like bright sunlight, it's physically painful to my skin and body. And I knew I was going to be contending with a dehydration headache just on the basis of having to, like, commute across a large city. So I elected to stay home. And stay home I did. And that was entirely the right decision, because I just about managed to survive a visit to the supermarket in my neighborhood center, which is small and quiet and not nearly as hot. And by the time I got home, I was like, I'm done. I'm out. No more for me. And here we are. I'm I'm a little shaky right now. I'm not sure why. Well, I do know why, because I'm still recovering from not feeling very well, but here we are. Anyways. Homepress wants to know how I'm doing today. I'm doing a lot better than I was on Friday, that's for sure. Still not 100%. My tummy hurts, and as I say, I'm feeling a little bit shaky just now, but other than that, I'm okay. Getting over it. But yes, it was a difficult decision to make because I knew that my bookings were non-refundable, and that always feels bad, man, you know, when you're like, I paid not a huge amount of money for this, but I still paid an amount of money for this that's like a reasonable amount of groceries or my rent that I now will have to pay off of my credit card, not having, you know, gotten to reap the benefits of getting to have a little city break. Thus, I'm mildly annoyed that these events conspired to make it happen so that it didn't happen. That sucked. And I had a pretty subdued weekend as a result as well. I did get some off-stream painting done though. So that was fun. But apart from that, I did a lot of sitting, and it feels kind of like a waste of holiday time because I was having some time off and I didn't really get to make good use of it. Ain't that just the way? Anyways, I always sneeze in the sun, says Homepress. That could be a sun allergy. I am not a GP, and I'm in no position to diagnose, but sun allergy is a thing. I know this because my auntie has a sun allergy, and it also makes her sneeze, and she also has to cover up quite a lot when she's out in the sun as a result. Similarly, I just bought myself, I don't know, did I tell y'all? So I have for a long time not really been a hat person. I've had numerous hairstyles where having a hat on for any extended period is just gonna make my hair look stupid when I take it off, and I don't like that for me because, like, listen, you know, I'm a pretty average looking individual, but at least I like to have style going for me because I'm just that much vain. But I'm also extremely sensitive to sunlight, both in terms of, like, my eyes are super sensitive to the sun, and also, like, my skin in general is very sensitive to the sun. So the more I can cover my body if I have to be exposed to direct sunlight for any period of time, the better. And my moderator / spouse has been, like, trying to get me to just buy, like, a big sun hat for ages. He's like, it doesn't have to look fashionable. It's a practical garment. You need it in order to be a little bit more comfortable in the summertime. And I'm like, fine. Anyways, I found one that wasn't horrifically expensive that I felt like I could maybe pull off being seen in. So I'm gonna show you a photo of what I look like in my sun hat. So you can judge and make fun of me if you think it looks silly. I think it looks neat though, and I don't know. Does it make me look like an old person? Please tell me if it makes me look like an old person. I cannot change this, but I'm just really curious because any other time that I've, like, given up and just worn some kind of hat to keep the sun off my face, they're like, wow, well, I look like my mom now. I look like, you know, this is grandma core at its finest. So anyways, here I am from a few days ago. My hat's maiden journey. There's me, with the hat. There's my feet, so you can just see how incredibly short I am. Here's a little, hold on. Can I zoom in on that? This is the hat. And as you can see, it has this nice little, like, cord here, so that it doesn't, this is also a crucial thing that always really annoys me about wearing hats, is that a tiny amount of breeze picks up and it just goes flying off of my head, and I can't, you know, it just means I have another hand not free because I'm always having to brace the hat with one hand, which is stupid. I don't have to do this because it has a little cord that sits under my chin and keeps the hat from flying away. Trying to navigate where my hair goes relative to the cord, it turns out, has been a challenge, but that's a thing. Anyways, I sewed this shirt myself, by the way. It is based on an 18th century men's shirt pattern. And it is the comfiest damn thing. Look how Look how heckin' big these sleeveys are. I love it so much. I am gonna be making more of those. Anyways, I sent this and another photo to my mom, and she's like, "Does the UK put on any sort of events where you can like dress up and go to?" And I'm like, "What? What are you what? This is just my normal clothes." And then I was like, I don't want to go to a cosplay event because if I go someplace in like a cosplay, people are going to perceive me. And she's like, oh, people are definitely going to notice if you're dressed like that. And I'm like, what are you talking? I mean, yes, I know I look like a hobbit. Yes, I know I look like a hobbit. But this is just how I dress in real life. I cannot change this. I don't think I look weird. I think I look great. Anyways. What is it about parents and just sometimes having like the exact thing to say that's going to make you feel self-conscious and weird? And I say this with genuine giggles because I love my mother. I really do. She's a wonderful person. But sometimes she just says a thing and so it's like, why would you say that? Anyways, you don't look silly at all, says Home First. Yay! Thank you. I was hoping to find something that was, that wouldn't stick out with, like, my general dress sense, but was also, like, gender neutral enough in its styling that I can wear it when I'm in, like, you know, when I'm in, like, milkmaid mode and also when I'm in grandpa mode. Because those are my two genders, apparently. No, I keyed. These days, I'm more confidently saying that my gender is just this moth these days. Not just because it's a rad color scheme, but also, like, it's a rad color scheme, right? I made this Star Trek artwork. I made this Star Trek artwork whilst I was away from stream for a few days. It's Dax. And it's just such a mood to me. Anyways, that's like my favorite thing to say. But yeah, anyways, so that's my Star Trek fan art. This is my Pride Moths for Pride Month. Because legit, I just kept misspelling Pride Month, Pride Moth, and I was like, well, it's meant to be. Anyways, Alice says, now you do look great. Thank you, Alice. I appreciate that very much. I do. I'm going to take a sip of one of my beverages, of which I have 3 currently. I have the vestiges of a very nice cup of coffee. I forget. No, where is this coffee from? I think this coffee was grown in yes, this coffee was grown in Thailand, I believe. It's very good. Ooh! Fruity! Fruity! I'm getting fruity. I'm getting a fruitiness from it. But not like a really acidic fruitiness, but like just like a sweetness, but it's very specifically like a fruity sweetness. But then there's also milk in this coffee, which makes it like a creamy, like doesn't taste like berries and cream, but there's definitely some like fresh berry fruit sweetness in it. Sorry, I'm just sitting with this and trying to explain how it tastes. Don't know if that's interesting to anybody but me. But anyways, this is a good one. The Thai farmers that Ozone Coffee gets their beans from, they grow an amazing coffee bean. It's really good. First says, my style changes between a 12-year-old boy, a grandma, and a hobbit. It's so relatable. That is so relatable. All of those aesthetics are very, very good aesthetics. I feel that. I mean, like, realistically, 80% of the time my style, and I don't think I would really describe it as a style so much as it wouldn't be practical or comfortable for me to, like, tool around my house in nothing but my undie pants. So I have to put something on my body. And so when I'm at home, I'm just wearing, like, mismatched, ugly-ass pajamas most of the time. Like, if I'm not leaving the house, I'm not getting dressed in, like, human clothes. I'm in this nightgown that has little doggies printed all over it today. And and then just a pair of like very lightweight floral trousers. I bought myself as a birthday gift to myself. I was going to buy myself a beautiful linen dress. And then I was like, for the price of a beautiful linen dress, I could conceivably buy enough fabric to make myself a new pair of lounge trousers and a beautiful, Hanten jacket with a really cool contrasting lining fabric on the inside, and an 18th century style bedgown, but made out of this really interesting double-faced linen gauze fabric that has this really cool... I'm going to have to find you a photo of this because this fabric is amazing and also reminds me of some like vintage pieces that my grandmother owned, which is such a vibe. So let me see if I can quickly... I'm so sorry to go on this tangent. It's so stupid. But I need you to see how nice this is because it's a delight. Oh, here it is. Okay. This fabric is I just love this fabric so much. I think it's really, really cool. Hopefully this will work. And then I promise we'll paint. I promise we'll paint. Anyways, how is everyone else doing? How are you? I hope you had good weekends. Did anyone get up to anything on the weekend? Oh yeah, also I finally posted Terry on socials. I should probably post this to Discord as well. I'm so bad for posting my own art to my Discord. Here's a link to it, by the way. If you're not in the Discord and you want to join, you can do that right here. Trying to get better at promoting myself on my own stream, which is still a struggle. Anyways, so yeah, I posted Terry's little pride parade on socials, cause fun stuff. But anyways, this is the fabric. Is this not? I don't know how it's woven to have this effect, but it really reminds me of some kind of like tapestry fabric or something that my grandmother has or had. That's from like the 60s. I just think it's such a beautiful textile. And I cannot wait to make a nice sort of slouchy, lightweight little kind of over shirt jacket thing with it. Especially because it's got this, the inside of the fabric is just the inverse. So I think it would work really well if you like turned up the sleeves so you can see that on the outside. I think that'd be really, really stinking cute. So yeah, that's what I bought myself instead of a ready-made dress. A thing I have to actively make myself. Whoops! Giving myself more projects as if I have time for it. I super don't. I super do not. I've got so much I have to do and I'm not getting most of it done. Ooh! Homer says I'm wearing a shirt that says "Be gay, do crime." I love it. Mismatched socks and my painting pants. That is like fashion with a capital F and capitals ASHION. I had to think for a second on how you spell fashion. It's been a very long time since I had to do a spelling bee, okay? Anyways, this is a Burn It companion moth down here, and they are going to be our buy moth for Pride Month. So I should probably get some references up of what the Burn It companion looks like, which is also a quite cool looking moth, I would say. Which is why I picked them. The coloration obviously is going to be a difference, but that's to be expected with all of these bad boys. But let me show you what a Burn It companion looks like. So here they are, and ain't they just the prettiest? I really like their whole deal. So I get to try and interpret this as a bi pride flag, which is just going to be extremely fun for me. Homer says, "Yeah, I'm by myself." Yup. Anyways, but yes, so I will be using the Burn It companion moth as my kind of template moth shape for this one. And have I thought heavily through how I'm going to do this? No, because why would I think about things before doing them on stream? That's goofy. But seriously, I think this will be fun. Um, and since it's got these kind of like interesting, there's kind of a little stripey do here and then another stripey do. So I'm thinking of maybe kind of, I don't know, do I just like do I kind of gradient it? I could kind of gradient it. I think that could be neat. SB says, coming into Sammy giggling suspiciously. Yeah, everything's fine. Everything's fine. Don't worry about it. It's fine. It's fine. No worries. Why am I like this? Don't answer that. We'll be here all night. And I will at some point have to end stream in a good number of hours. Don't worry, but in a number of hours to go warm up some soup for dinner. Which I feel like we made a serious error in judgment in purchasing soup to have as an upcoming dinner like last week, not realizing that it was going to be getting into like the hot as balls territory for days and days and days, and like I don't want to waste food and not have the soup, but really I think we should just be having salads until September at this point because it's getting warm here and I don't really want to kick heat out into the kitchen and therefore the rest of the house and heat myself up by eating a hot bowl of vegan rustic vegetable soup, but here we are. Anyways, never mind. I'm gonna take a sip of my tea before we begin because I love tea. It's tea. Anywho, how am I going to paint in this bad boy? I don't know. Let's find out together. Ooh, Joe says, tea. Wouldn't you like to know? This is Moroccan mint. It's kind of, I've been drinking a lot of Moroccan mint lately because I bought it. So it's kind of a case of, well, I should probably be drinking this. But it's all right. But it is also supermarket Moroccan mint tea. What was I gonna say? I've also been doing the thing where I'm too lazy to have the forethought to make myself iced tea. So instead, I just make myself a huge mug of like fruit tea, and then I just forget it on the counter for like an hour until it's room temperature. And then if I'm feeling super spicy, I'll add some ice cubes to it so it's iced tea kind of. But I don't really cold brew tea because cold brewing is a whole other kettle if I'm not into it. I think you get better extraction from hot brewing. In as much as the general cold brew instructions I see for tea and coffee require you to use significantly more tea leaves or coffee grounds than you would for a hot brew. So I'm like, well, why don't I just brew it hot and then let it come down to temp and stick it on ice? Then I have a cold beverage. Prefer that to a cold brew because I'm a cheapskate. And also it saves me having to reorder teas more often than I'd like to. Because remembering to do that is hard. Anyways, cherry green tea. Since Joe is enjoying that, sounds absolutely delicious. Is it delicious? I hope it's delicious. It sounds good. It's cold, but the weather is warm, so it works. Hell yeah. Mine is accidentally cold. It was originally hot. I don't cold brew green tea because, ew. I cold brew fruit tea, though. Yeah, that's fair. I find certain teas I think are really good iced, and then certain teas I do not like iced at all, or like cold brewed. I don't know. It really varies. But fruit teas work so well cold. They really do. I also have okay. I bought this drink from the supermarket yesterday because it was like a peach tea drink in like a carton. And then I got it home and I was like, okay, this is going to be like, it is just peach juice with like a tiny amount of tea. I'm not complaining about this, but I was very much expecting something that was primarily tea that was like a little bit peachy. But no, it's peach juice with a little bit of tea. Oh well. Anywho. I'm wibbling because I don't know how to start this piece. I think I want the stripes to go this way on this one. But how should okay. Well, I'm gonna start by figuring out what colors I need to use for it. I think I'm just mixing up all of my different Japanese watercolor palettes for this at this point, because they all have colors that will be really, I think, useful. Like this is a good purple, I think, for Bi Pride purple. More so than this one, which is a little too pink. But on the other hand, this might be a good Bi Pride blue. And then over here, maybe is this too bright? No, I think this maybe a combination of these two. I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll get there. We'll get there together. It's a voyage of discovery, and like it or not, you are on it with me. Anyways, bright pink works, says Joe. Yeah, I think so. I think the Bi Pride flag is quite saturated. It is. I am not going to get into any kind of discourse, because I think who is what and what is who and divisive rhetoric amongst the queer community is something that we really need to fight back against, or at least just not acknowledge and just actually be inclusive. Because anytime I see any kind of like, yeah, people who are terminally online and have like bisexual versus pansexual discourse, and like how, oh, one is like this and the other is like this, and I'm like, okay, it all really comes down to personal experience and which term you're most comfortable with for yourself, and that's it. You don't get to judge or police anyone else's experience of their sexuality and the term that they choose to use to best identify how they, feel about themselves. And like one is not necessarily like offensive or bad. And if you see takes like this on the internet, I really, really think you and you think to yourself, oh no, well that's bad. Should we be? The people who are putting forward this discourse are bad actors, and you should not listen to them, because what we should be championing more than anything is inclusion and community and supporting each other, like no matter what, because there are legit terrible people out there who want to take away our rights and make us invisible and just want us to cease to exist effectively. And I feel like that's a bigger fish to fry than the difference between bi and pan. When the real difference between bi and pan is simply, do you prefer a warm color palette or a cool color palette? That's it. Okay? Anything else is just like, you're trying to make up ways and to make this some sort of oppositional binary that doesn't exist. Don't you do it. Okay, my rant is done. Hello, Casa. Welcome in. I'm doing a Bi Pride flag now. Can you tell? I'm so sorry. Anyways. Okay, I think the best way for me to do this, I think I'm going to make the, like the fluffy head body bit of the, of this Pride Moth, like a nice purple. And then we'll get to the sort of gradienty, flaggy colors down there. I think that'll be real cute. I hope that'll be real cute. Is there... Oh, no. Well, I thought I cleaned this brush, but apparently I didn't clean it very well, because there was some residual paint hanging out in here. I'm wetting it down. Oh, no! Did I not clean you last time? Oh, I'm such a bad brush mummy. I'm such a bad brush mummy. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, beans. Anyways. Turnip says, heck yes, still lurking. Continue to enjoy your lurk. And thank you. Anyways. Well, I'm sitting in the studio, and it's quite warm under the studio lights here. And you know what has just, like, popped into my head completely out of nowhere is that I want ice cream now. I wish I had some ice cream. Oh, no. I don't think I have the closest thing I think I have to an ice cream is, like, I have some strawberries in the freezer. I have a nectarine in the fridge. None of these things are ice cream, but they might be nice. That being said, this nectarine came out of like a multi-pack, because you can't just go to this, you can't, this is the weird thing about supermarkets here. You can't just go to the supermarket and buy like one single nectarine, which feels weird to me. It feels like that's something I used to be able to do in Canada, was I could just go and buy like a nectarine. You can't do that in any of the supermarkets I've been to here. It's like you can buy this 3-pack of nectarines and it's really expensive. Like, okay, I guess. If I have to. I mean, no one's holding a gun. No one's holding me at gunpoint and being like, you have to buy this nectarine. But, I don't know. Sometimes I'm just really craving something in the stone fruit family. It does feel like it's holding me at gunpoint and being like, you need to eat stone fruits. You have to do it. I wish they grew them here more. I don't know why they don't. I don't know. We used to grow them back in Ontario. And it doesn't get that much hotter. Okay, it does get hot as balls back in Canada, but still. Okay, I think I'm going to use this purple for the sort of fluffy head portions of the of our bi moth. I think that's what I will do. So I'm going to pick some up off of the doodad, which I have placed in a way such that you have to look at my arm a lot when I'm painting in from there. Okay, little fluffy body. Well, fluffers. Anyways. Whoa, would you look at that? We're only 42 minutes into stream and I've actually committed paint to paper? What? That's wild. That's wild. That never happens. Please don't report this to Twitch. I might get in trouble. Anyways. Okay. Alright. That's done. And that paint's really wet now, so I should probably wait for it to dry before I do anything that's like, if I do this bit of the wing, it's gonna bleed into it. Shoot. Maybe I should go from the bottom and start with the, like, blue portions of it. Did I not think this through well enough? I might not have thought this through well enough. Oh no. Oh no. Never mind. It's all good. I'm gonna take another sip of my tea, because I was feeling very dehydrated before we started. I mean, I did only have about 2/3 of a cup of coffee before starting stream, so that probably has something to do with it. Despite the fact that my mouth is going at about a gazillion kilometers an hour, I haven't even had an entire cup of tea's worth of caffeine today, so... What the hell? Anyways. So I had a week off of, like, doing normal life stuff last week, like, you know, day jobs or anything like that. It was very restful, very nice. But one of the upshots of this, one of the side effects, is that it was not until this morning that I realized that I actually have a fairly large all-day thing that I have to go to tomorrow in person. And I had forgotten about that. I did not think that was so soon. And confession, not looking forward to it very much. Really not. 'Cause, I'll be honest, had a nice holiday, had a nice little break, had a couple of days to decompress and paint stuff and sit, and that was all really good. And then I was not feeling very well over the weekend. So, yeah, most of that rest has been somewhat negated. And also, I'm going to be honest at this point, my brain is very hyper-fixated on, like, the creative stuff at the moment. And so anything that drags me away from that feels extra torturous and mean. Like, I am so laser focused on wanting to paint stuff and wanting to write stuff that anything that isn't painting stuff and writing stuff is even more physically painful than normal. Forcing myself to pay attention to a thing that doesn't super interest me right now is like herding 30 to 50 feral cats inside my brain. Anyways, if you want to see something else dumb that this is the most self-indulgent thing that I've ever painted in my entire life. Don't make fun of me. Anyways. But yeah, so that's where I'm at the moment. I am not looking for also it starts at 8:30 in the morning. It starts at 8:30 in the morning. Now, I don't know about anybody else. Personally, I don't think any sort of event where you're having to like listen to people speak or engage with others in like a social but professional capacity, whether that be like a lecture at university or a meeting at work or a seminar or anything like that, or a networking event. Nothing like that should ever begin before 9 a.m. Now, I may be in the minority here, but it just feels weird to me for something like that to start before 9 a.m. I don't know. I feel like 9 a.m. is just the standard. And to deviate, if you want to start at 9:30, that's great, because that means you can get there a little bit later and you've missed the bulk of like the traffic, which I think is very, very mindful of you. But like 9 is fine. 9 is like the standard. 9 I can deal with just about. 8:30 though? Are you sure? Are you sure? I mean, like, I'll do it. But are you sure? Anyways. Happy Pride Month continuation, says Tells. Happy Pride Month to you too. And hello, my friend. How are you doing? We're just making a little bisexual burn it companion moth here. Ew, Sammy Ann says my days of attending this is 7:30 or 8:30 was pretty standard. 7:30? I'm sorry, 7:30? 7:30? 7:30? 7:30? I am restraining myself from having thoughts about that. That right there is psychological torture. Now, I realize that some people are early risers, but I feel like people who are early risers have to be aware of the fact that not everyone is an early riser. And you have to account for that. I wish it was 9 or 9:30, says Sammy Ann, as it should be. It should be 9 or 9:30. Because 7:30 is just plain mean. Especially, like, if you've got kids and you have to take those kids to school, but you have to be at a meeting for 7:30, how the hell are you going to get those kids to school? That's not unacceptable. No. We don't like it. We don't like this. No. I'm still asleep most days until 7:30, says Sammy Ann. Me too. I mean, given my body's druthers, I would be asleep until about 10:30. Or at least in bed until about 10:30. And then grudgingly thinking about doing some morning yoga. Anyways, but that's my very specific situation, and I don't necessarily apply that to anybody else. But anyways, hi Sammy Ann, welcome in. It's lovely to see you. Sorry to trigger. No, it's fine. I just had to have opinions. Hello, Aoife, welcome in. Lovely to see you. Welcome. Hello. I hope you're having a wonderful Monday, and I hope you had a great weekend as well. How are you? Hello. I get up at like 4:30, very much an early riser, says Aoife, and I totally respect that. I will say, when I am up super, super early in the morning, even though I am like bleary-eyed and absolutely not a human person yet, it's debatable whether I'm ever a human person at all, but that's a whole other kettle of fish we won't get into today. But but still, would you not rather, if you're waking up at 4:30 in the morning, would you not rather have like a nice morning routine rather than having to interrupt it to have a meeting at 7:30 with a bunch of people who wish they were still asleep? Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm holding very still. Thank you, Mira. I'm holding very still to maintain this kiwi bird that is now plopped onto my head again. Thank you very much for that. Thank you. Tal says I woke up at 4:30 today, but also went back to sleep for several more hours. Oh yeah, that's a mood. If I do wake up at 4:30 in the morning, there's a good chance it's because I have to pee, and then I will go back to sleep. Sammy Ann says, gone are the days I would go to bed at 1:30 p.m. After my work day, wake up for evening classes and keep awake all night. Oh my goodness. That sounds exhausting, Sammy Ann. Hello, Shaw. Thank you very much for the Shaw mirror. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful Monday. I've had an exceptionally bad day, says Eva. Oh no, I'm so sorry to hear that. No, no, no. I hope we can improve the last few hours of it. We're going home 1.5 hours early because of it. Now I'm home and this Monday can't hurt me anymore. Hell yeah. I hope that your evening is significantly better than the rest of your day. You deserve the loveliest of lovely days. Very much you do. Very much. And I'm sorry to hear that. But hello. I'm going to take another sip of my tea. Oh! A 3-stream steak from Sammy Ann. Hell yeah. Thank you very much for the 3 steaks. I hope you enjoy them. Streaking in a respectful manner, says Sammy Ann. Thank you. As long as it doesn't violate TOS, this is fine. Anyways, thank you so much for the 3-stream steak. I'm very much appreciated. It is, as always, very lovely to see you. No one wants to see that, says Sammy Ann. Fair. Eva says, oh, work was bad, home was good. One of my baby date plans got its... Oh, one of your baby date plans got its second leaf. Congratulations, little buddy. Congratulations, little buddy. I love that for them. Oh, nice. Ah, you must be very proud. Okay, I'm gonna add a little more color to this little companion moth. I think that's what I would like to do. No, I can't, because apparently in the intervening time that it took me to, like, talk about all those things, my brush just, like, fully dried. So, let's try it now. That's better. Oh, that is such a pretty blue. I love this blue. That's so nice. That is a super nice blue. I like that a lot. I think that's nice. Sammy Ann is lurking. I hope you have a wonderful lurk, Sammy Ann, and thank you so much for hanging out and for the lurk. I appreciate all of it. Very much I do. Aoife says, now I'm washing stones I obsessively collect at work every day to beautify my plants' homes. That is so nice. Love that for you. Love cool rocks. Hell yeah. Okay. Okay, we've done the blue stripe at the bottom. I think I'm going to do a pink stripe up at the top. I'm going to see if I can mix up a nice, appropriately by pink. And I'm going to bring in this bad boy to do just that. Let's see how it works. Anywhoosens. I think I can get away with mostly using this bad boy because it is quite a Richard pink. In the bi flag. It's a nice, like, deep rich pink. So I don't know why I've started. If I'm referring to a rich color, I keep calling it a Richard color. Because it's just so many colors are also surnames. So it's like, if it's a rich brown, it's Richard Brown. If it's a rich green, it's Richard Green. It's just that does me a giggle. If it's a rich I don't think I've ever heard anyone with the surname Purple, but there could be a Richard Purple out there. I don't know. Anyways. Eva, thank you very much for the 3 stream streak. Thank you very much. Indeed, I hope you enjoy your 3 steaks. I hope they are delicious. Eva says, streaking less respectfully, but hopefully still within TOS framing. You're doing amazing. Thank you so much for the 3 steaks. Thank you, thank you. So formal, says Styles. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Yep. It's all good, y'all. Anyways, but yeah, okay. Okay, I'm gonna add the first sort of stratum of pinkness up at the top here. Oh, this color is, am I on camera? Am I on camera? Okay. Sometimes it's hard to tell. But this first stratum of pink paint is real pretty. There we go. Okay, and I am having to, like, switch back and forth to so that the colors don't bleed too much. I mean, I'm okay with a little bit of bleed, I think, but I do want some of these interesting sort of stripes and striations to be kind of, because they are kind of distinct on the actual moth. So I would love to be able to kind of reflect that here. So this like underwing is a slightly different shape, so I'm gonna try and reflect that as well. Okie dokie. So I have kind of another like blue stripe to do, but do I want to kind of vary it a little bit in so doing? And I think my answer is yes, I do. So this stripe is quite a cool shape, so hopefully I'll be able to get that across. We shall see. Okay. Okay, here we go. The next stripe of the bisexual burnet moth, which is what it's called now. It kind of goes like that. Yeah, it kind of goes like that. Okay. So. Cool. Okay, we have another stripe. Yay. I hope this will end up looking cool. I think it looks quite cool. I hope it looks cool. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. This is all very as is my usual like general philosophy of doing the artworks is fluff around and find out, and that's very much what I'm doing here and now with this piece. So if it turns out good, then good, and if it turns out bad, then I'll take the good bits and post those, and we'll just forget that the bad bits happened. It's fine. Don't worry about it. There is, I think I've talked about this on stream before, but there is like an intense vulnerability inherent in like posting your process online quite so what's the word I'm looking for? So openly, I guess, and without any sort of like editing or filter applied to it, you know? This is just, you're not getting the highlights of me trying to figure out in real time how this artwork should work. You're just getting me figuring out how this artwork should work and how that's going for me. So that's a thing, I guess. But yeah. Yeah, that's, oh, dang, it's pretty. Oh, beans. It pretty. I'm into it. I hope y'all are into it. I don't know, but I am. Mira, thank you so much for the 3 stream stake as well, streaking off stream. Because TOS and nobody wants to see that also. I also had a button. Yay! Thank you so much for the streaks, everyone. I very much appreciate it. I hope that, I hope that I'm, I hope that the stream is fun. I don't know. Anyways. But hey, we're almost done this little bye guy. Guy being gender neutral in this case. Because it is. And all of these moths, indeed, are just little guys. I am trying to pick up a nice intensive amount of purple here. I'm so sorry that my arm is in the way. That's what I get for putting the paints there today for some reason. I think it's because I've got like 3 pallets of paint, and I do not have enough space on the other side of my little self here to put all of them. Anyways, Rex is here! Hello, Rex. Welcome in. Hello, hello, hello. Hi, Rex. How are you doing? It is wonderful to see you, and welcome on in. Hello, hello. I hope you are having the loveliest of lovely Mondays. Hello. Okay. How is this purple? I think this purple is gonna go kind of here. Actually, I might just fill in this entire area with perp. And this one too. Yay! We have a segment of perp. It doesn't look quite like the original Burn It companion, but I might add some little striative details, or maybe darken down some of the colors a bit so it's a little bit more I don't know, bi, I guess. Anyways, in fact, I might do that right now. I'm just drying this off a little bit on my hand because I can't be bothered to find a tissue. Anyways, I'm gonna give this section a second coat because I just feel like it's a little too contrasty in terms of value. I feel like it could be a little darker. Like, I feel like that's actually maybe a little bit better. I don't know. Anyways, hope you are well. And I hope everyone has a nice week coming up. I do. I think. Do I? No, I have a week coming up. I don't have a nice week coming up, but I do have a week coming up, and that's no bad thing. The other thing I have coming up is a break. We are about to have a little BRB. I hope that's all right. We will be and are, and then when we're done doing that, we will be again. So, okay. Is this anything? I don't know. But that was a good transition, says Rex. Yay, we're about to transition into a BRB. So I'm going to pop the BRB screen on before you get dumped into ads. If anyone here has ads, apologies for that. So only one more day of work and then a 5-day weekend. Damn, Aoife, that's awesome, and I love that for you. Hell yeah. Oh my goodness. Okay, please enjoy the BRB music for just a minute. I will be back very, very shortly. A BRB! Hello! We're back. Hi, everybody. Thank you for waiting. Hope you enjoyed the BRB music in the meantime and all that jazz. We have the paint drying down on this little bad boy. And now that I've painted in the rest of it, I feel like their little head is not colorful enough. Not me just snoozing off with the lovely music. Oh my god, I'm so sorry to wake you up, Joe. I'm so sorry. I feel like it would be a deeply boring stream if I just left the music on for like 3 hours. But I don't know, maybe people would enjoy that just as much. Who's just to say? I've been questioning sometimes whether or not it would be like, people would enjoy, like, if I just made like a super long, like 2-hour ASMR video of just me, like no speaking, no dialogue, but just like relaxing music that I have a license from Epidemic Sound for while I just like do embroidery, and you can hear the little like of the stitches or something like that. I don't know if anyone would watch that, but I don't know, it might be a good like body doubling activity as well. You know, sometimes just, I use other people's art streams for this also. Just, like, having someone else present often will help me to work on whatever task I'm trying to work on. You know, we're not doing this, the same thing. We're not doing it together, because obviously they're not here, but I would watch that, says Joe. Well, then, oh man, that would be a much lower effort stream for me. Just here's the BRB screen and just a playlist of gentle music. Tolish says I do that. Me too. It's so nice. It's so nice to doing it now. Oh, fantastic. I'm glad to be of service. Also, hi. I hope you're having a lovely day. Yes. Anyways. What was I gonna say? I don't know. Been creeping. Oh, that's quite all right. We very much welcome the lurkies in this stream. We love to see it, and I'm very grateful to be able to provide that for others, because I love it. Anyways, I'm just picking up a smidge of. I'm so sorry for the close up. I'm gonna have to figure out how to slightly amend this setup that I've got here, so you don't have to just see a close-up on my arm every time I want to get a new color. But I just wanna fix the shape of this fluffy front end of our little moth friend here. And I'm also deepening the color a bit, because having done all of the other colored stripes, I'm like, this needs to be a little deeper to kind of match that energy. And I think that's better. I think that's our bisexual companion moth. There we go. Arm! Says Joe. Boop. Well, boop. There we go. Was that terrifying? Because having seen that happening over on my, like, camera screen in OBS, that looked terrifying. I'm so sorry. Oh no. Anywho, this moth looks like a really weird shape now, but it'll make sense when I add line weight and, like, its legs and antennas and stuff, I promise. And what's left is this, this is an elephant hawk moth, or inspired by the elephant hawk moth. And this is going to be our Rainbow Pride little guy. I realized that none of the flags that I did for this little spread have green in them, except this bad boy. This was not intentional. There are so many pride flags to represent. I couldn't fit all of them into this one piece of paper. So this is just some ones that I found some moths and I was like, yeah, this would work for that moth. But yeah, I realized as I came into this today, I was like, it's all very, like, none of it's green. I didn't do that on purpose. I love green. Green is a lovely color. Why did I do that? Anyways. Hey! Faye Dragonfly, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome on in. Hello, hello. Hope you are well. Anyways, I'm going to have a little sippet of my coffee, which remains really, really delicious. Anyways, oh yeah, okay, so I have this unexpected all-day event tomorrow, which, woof, not looking forward to. One of the things in the, like, advisory, so tomorrow's event email that I received was, it's going to be a beautiful day, so be sure to bring a reusable water bottle. And I don't have a good reusable water bottle that I can take out with me. Normally, if I'm going someplace, I will just buy something and then refill it myself. Hydrate! Hydrate! Thank you very much for the hydrate, Joe. I shall do that. Hello, Cranky. Welcome on in. Hello, hello. It's lovely to see you. I hope you are well. A posture check from Joe as well. Oh my goodness. How did you know that I was bent over like an elderly shrimp? I mean, like, you knew this, but I should take my own advice too. Yeah, absolutely. Everyone heed Joe's advice and, like, lengthen your spine if you haven't in a while. Dragonfly says, howdy, hi. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome in. Hope you're having a lovely day. All the pride flags coming together like moths to a flame. Oh no. Anyways. Oh! Wasabi. Welcome in. How are you doing? It's lovely to see you and welcome on in. Thank you for the follow. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hello, hello. I look like a Nordic rune, says Joe. Oh no. That sounds very, painful. It's shrimp o'clock, says Dragonfly. Oh my goodness. My poor little spine. I think, was it last week I did something minor to my back? I had some back trouble recently. Oh, ow. Ow. Okay, I just did something to my lower back. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, ow. Anyways. Wasabi Pea, hello. Or Wasabi Pie. Anyways, hello. Do let me know. Welcome on in. Hope you're having a lovely day. Posture checked too hard. I posture checked too close to the sun, y'all. Oh. Whoo boy. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be okay. That probably just means that I've spent, it's pie like the food. Oh, delightful. Now I wish I had pie. I was watching something, I was watching something the other day where they were having, that was the thing. One of the things I was really looking forward to about having my little journey into the big city, that didn't happen over the weekend, is that I was gonna have, there is the bakery in Londinium that does gluten-free donuts, and they're very good, actually. I like them. I think the texture it's not the same as a wheat donut, but you know, it gets the job done, and they're really tasty. Who knows when I'll get to have the gluten-free donut again. They're so good. There is a donut stand that shows up in my local farmer's market from time to time, and I used to get the donuts from them all the time. And I can't do it now because I can't eat them, and it's so sad. Every time I see them, I'm just like, no. It's so depressing. It's like, it's fine. It's fine, but every once in a while I'll just get a little pang of like, oh, no. My body says no. Oh no. Anyways, I'm looking up a reference of the moth shape and patterning that I'm working on now, because we've moved on from our Burn It companion-ish to an elephant hawk, which is A, a fun shape, B, a fun name for a moth, because neither of those things are a moth. And I'm going to be real with you, the elephant hawk moth doesn't look like an elephant or a hawk. What's going on? Hot water pad for your back pain can help, says Wasabi Pie. I agree. If I wasn't sweaty, I might do. What, says Cranky? What? What did I do? I don't know. Anyways, there's some really interesting, funky, like, stripe structure on this moth's wings. Next you'll tell me the black witch moth can't do magic. I could not tell you that because I genuinely don't know. That's none of my business. That's their business, and whatever sort of magical secrets they have, I am not privy to. So there's a very good chance that they can, and I am not here to refute that. Ho 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 ho. Anyways. Okay, just having a good looky-loo at the wings of this. I'm gonna go sideways, I think, to get these moth wings in, because they're real interesting. How shall I conceive of this as a moth wing? Ooh. Ooh. This is more complicated than I thought it would be. Rex says, now I'm thinking about Final Fantasy XIV for 14 classes as moths. I got there. I can still read Roman numerals. Suck it, whatever maths teacher thought that I couldn't do it. Turns out I just have ADHD, you wiener. Anyways. Wasabi Pie says, I'm glad I could find a channel that is doing watercolor paintings, because I'm also painting with my watercolors. Yay! We love a body double. Let's do it. Okay, I will try and be productive to help you be productive. I can't make any promises, but the best one, says Cranky, is that Final Fantasy doodad? CCXV. Oh god. Are you giving me... No, don't give me Roman numeral challenges. This is even harder than converting star dates. Don't ask why I've been converting star dates. Don't ask why I fell down a rabbit hole of trying to figure out what range of dates a sequence of Deep Space Nine episodes happened. Like that was 3 hours of my weekend. Trying to figure out exactly how much time passes between... I'm not going to get into it. Anyways. Have you looked at the Buddhist calendar? That's some fun dates, says Cranky. Oh god, not more. Fanfic reason, says Samantha. Don't expose my shame. Anyways. Oh shoot, I was supposed to send you my AO3. No one is supposed to know about that. I'm a legit listen, I'm a published author, by the way, believe it or not. Uh, but sometimes you just get stuck on something and you're like, well, they're never gonna let me write an officially licensed novel. So I am gonna let these characters kiss. Anyways. I will remember what Roman numeral C is when Final Fantasy gets to that many games, says Rex. Yes, there you go. That's perfect. That is absolutely perfect. Is C... I want to say it's 50. Is it 50? I think it's 50. But then, wait. Or is it... No, it's 100. It's 100, says Tels. That makes more sense. Okay, thank you. The year 2568 this year, if you ever want to escape 2025. I don't know. What's the future looking like? What are things looking like in 2568? I don't know. What planetary systems are we at war with in 2568? And also, do I have to... It's exactly the same, says Cranky. Ah, damn it. I was going to ask if I have to wear, like, pajamas all the time, or is fashion cool again? But more vegetarians because Buddhism. Oh, I'm here for that. Except for the fact that I know that they do use a lot of mushrooms in, like, temple cuisine, which does make me nervous as someone with an allergy to mushrooms. I don't know. I don't want to be blindsided by a shimeji and have, like, my face swell up. You know what I mean? That's not fun for me. That's genuinely one of the things that I'm scared about visiting Japan is that mushrooms feature in a lot of cuisine. And guess who doesn't speak very much Japanese except for some stock phrases and words for food? So if I'm ordering food and someone asks me a question, they might be asking, would you like extra mushrooms with that? And my default answer will just be daijoubu desu, because that means it's okay to whatever the question is, which hopefully, you know, heads off any further questions at the pass without me having to know what they've just said. But also, it's polite, but also it means I may end up in a situation where I get something that I do not want. Certainly there will be a mushroom-made pill by then, like lactate, says Rex. Oh man, if there was, that'd be great. I wish there was a wheat aid pill, because I also can't eat wheat. Between my husband and his, like, peanut allergy, and then me and my mushroom allergy, vegetarianism, and sensitivity to wheat, it is interesting trying to find places for us to, like, go get food. We're gonna be in Amsterdam for a few days in August, and I am trying to plan things in a way such that, you know, I like finding, like, interesting restaurants and, like, cool places and, like, local food that we can enjoy. Like, what's something that is distinctive and special to this place that we can eat. And annoyingly, oh boy, well, I'm not having croquettes or bitterballen or poffertjes. Which makes me really sad, because I used to really like those. If you don't know what poffertjes are, they are little pancakes. They are tiny little pancakes, and you get a little thing of little pancakes, and they'll have, like, powdered sugar on them, or maybe, like, chocolate syrup or something, and they're really good. They're these tiny, puffy little pancakes called poffertjes. They're so good. I love them. And I cannot eat them anymore, because they are made out of wheat. Sammy in Japan, rice it is. Oh, man. I honestly look forward to absolutely gorging myself on, like, extremely basic convenience store onigiri and stuff, because, like, yeah, I can eat that. I recently learned that the most popular onigiri in Japan, at least in terms of what sells at convenience stores, is the one that is literally just a ball of salted rice, and that's it. And I'm like, at first I was like, I'm surprised, because I would have thought something, you know, that has a little bit more substance to it as a snack, like tuna mayo or something with, like, a vegetable in it would be more popular. But no, it's just a ball of salted rice. And I think it's because you have it with other stuff. You have that, like, on the side with another thing that you're having. So it's nice to have like a plain rice companion to like, you know, something that has flavoring. And I get that because, you know, sometimes you want a side of steamed rice. So if you're just having like some lunch, you might have like a little salad and then a thing of salted rice. It sounds good to me. I'm into it. I dig it. I get it. Anyways, I do love a rice situation. I had rice for my lunch. I had a surprisingly good supermarket ready meal of saag paneer. And I didn't think it was going to be that good. It was actually pretty good. My one complaint, an impressive amount of paneer for a supermarket ready meal, not nearly enough saag, which you would think would not be the expensive portion of it. But when I certainly when I make something like saag paneer, I put a lot of greens in it. I expected like this sort of the portion that like the chunks of cheese are floating in to be mostly greens. This was mostly tomato and onion with like a little bit of spinach here and there. I don't know if that's like a regional difference, but for me anyways, like the saag paneer that I grew up with, such as it was from like Indian takeaway restaurants in my hometown in Canada, was like mostly greens with chunks of paneer in it. And there's probably some tomato and onion in the sauce. But, like, it's green. But this was, like, tomato sauce with some spinach in it. So, that was okay. But, otherwise it was surprisingly delicious. But I made some rice to go with it. It was nice. Anyways. But yes, it is convenience store food, says Rex. If you want more substance, you probably are going somewhere else. The Japan convenience store is probably still higher quality than most American anything. Certainly, I would say in terms of the array of foods you would get from, like, an American 7-Eleven is very different from the array of foods that you get from, like, a Japanese 7-Eleven. Namely, like... It is actually, I think, I've seen like vloggers and stuff and on YouTube do like, I only ate convenience store food for a whole day challenge. And I'm like, that's not really a challenge because you just had like a pretty decent croissant and a coffee for breakfast. And then for lunch, you had like a beautiful freshly made salad and an egg sandwich. And then for dinner, you had like some fried noodles and... You know, you got yourself a caramel pudding for dessert. That's actually sounds fine. Like, all of these foods are, like 7-Eleven food in Japan is generally, like, you know, it's not, like, amazing restaurant quality necessarily. Like, it's still convenience food, but it's, like, fresh and tasty, and a lot of it is really good for you. So, like, it's fine. So, our 7-Eleven would be, like, vending machine Japan. Yeah, I reckon. I feel like, yeah. Like, you can get most of your groceries, I feel like, from someplace like a 7-Eleven. I don't know how the price compares to going to an actual supermarket. It's probably worse because, again, it's convenient, but it's right there in the name. But, yeah, you can do, like, a reasonable amount of your grocery shop at convenience stores like 7-Eleven or Family Mart or whatever in Japan. Anyways, which is kind of nice. Cassa says, I was watching someone do a vlog of 7-Elevens in Malaysia, Japan, and Singapore. So it was lunch or dinner at each one. And it's super doable, right? I mean, I feel like it's at least that, I don't know about the other countries. Apparently the largest 7-Eleven is in Thailand. I want to go to there. I want to go there on like an all expenses paid trip that's nominally for work, and then just also get to visit the beautiful 7-Elevens. Obviously not the same day. I'd be very impressed if they were going from Malaysia to Singapore to Japan in the same day. That would be very impressive. That would be a skill. But yeah. Anyways. You can definitely get a lot of, how shall I say, nutrition, I guess, at a Japanese 7-Eleven, for sure. Howdy ho, how's it going? Lovely to see you, Copper Mustache, welcome in. Hope you are having a wonderful, wonderful Monday. I am trying to figure out, I am absolutely vamping and chit-chatting about this and that because I can't figure out how to put the rainbow stripes onto this elephant hawk moth. That's how I'm doing. How are you? Lovely to see you. Welcome on in. Because if you look at let me actually, okay, hold up. I'm gonna pop this photo on screen so you can see what I've been looking at, in terms of the looks of the moth. Cassie says some Asian 7-Elevens had full-blown Starbucks-style cafes in. One had a bookstore. That sounds nice. That sounds really nice. I love a book, but then I love a bookstore. I love hanging out in bookstores. I love the cafes in bookstores. When bookstores have cafes, that's my favorite thing. In my hometown, there was this bookstore. I think it's still there, and it had like a cafe. Originally, the cafe was just like this tiny little space in like a corner of it with like 2 tables, and I loved it there. I went on one of my very first dates to there. He was a nice Mormon boy who looked like a young Leon Trotsky, and I would occasionally see his mom at my day job because I worked in a library at the time, and like years later she'd sort of update me on how he was doing. It's like, okay, he was in my German class and we hung out like 4 times, but this is really cute. I hope he's well. Anyways, I was like 16. Anyways, that's the moth that we're working on. Sorry to go on like a reminiscence there. But yes, anywho, what was I saying? Oh yeah, 7-Elevens. I don't think we really have 7-Eleven at all here in the UK. The last time I visited a 7-Eleven was in Denmark. It was very small, and it was right next to I had wanted to go to the 7-Eleven specifically because on Google Street View, that 7-Eleven, the building was completely covered in, like, ivy was growing all the way up it, and then we got there and it was completely empty. Like those plants had been cleared away, or maybe they just sort of died out over the winter and never came back. I don't know. But we went there and it was just nothing. It was just a regular, boring, ugly gray building, and I was gutted. I was like, no. And to be honest, I don't think there was really that much there in the way of like food. Compared to like, certainly not compared to like a Japanese 7-Eleven. It was more like, I go here to get like, I don't know, they had some like warm stuff at the front that you could get, like fast foody type, you know, like hot dog type situations. Hot dogs are real popular in Denmark, so that tracks. But we just went there to get like a cold beverage, and it was so disappointing because it looked so aesthetic, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna take pictures of this for the Instagram, and then I couldn't. So that was sad. But what I will say is that the one thing that I miss most about Denmark is Tuborg squash. It is the best orange soda I've ever had in my life, and I can't find it anywhere else, and I'm so sad. Oh well. Anyways, Cassie says, did you see the rare moth they rediscovered down in Essex? No! A rediscovered Cassa, you have my attention. I'm excited by this. Oh my goodness gracious. I would like to see it. Okay. Let me take a gander at this moth and maybe actually just start plonking down some colors and see what we end up with effectively. I think we might be able to produce something. I hope we'll be able to produce something cool. I'm going to start with red, because traditionally that's the beginnings. So let me get the most red of the reds that I have on these palettes. Here, apologies again for arm. Oh no, I'm shedding. Sorry about that. I will send the BBC link in Discord, says Cassa. Yes, please, and thank you. Love to see it. The concept of 7-Eleven is just completely incomprehensible to me as a German, says Copper Mustache. Do you have convenience, like, small shoppies of any kind? I think generally, at least when I'm in, like, the large cities that I've been in, usually have, in Discord General, says Cassa. Thank you. What was I saying? The cities I've been to most recently usually have, like, a lot of smallish supermarkets that are open, maybe not, like, all hours, but reasonably late enough that I am able to go to them and get, like, a food from there, so I don't really need to, go... Ooh, it's pretty! Oh, this moth is pretty. For the first time in 50 years, the Forester moth, y'all. Okay, shut up. Shut up, Cookie Pop-Up. Look at him. What a cutie. That's beautiful. How exciting. We have Little Tesco, Little Sainsbury's, M&S Food, Premier, Netto, Co-op. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I like, my favorite is that they all have names like Sainsbury's Local and Tesco Express and M&S Simply Food, and then Waitrose, because Waitrose wants to be fancy. They're Little Waitrose. And it just sounds so charming. I'm just popping into the Little Waitrose. It's just so quaint, so cute. I love it. It's so silly. Little Waitrose. Oh gosh. Anyways, but yes, this moth is delightful. Let's have a look. A wildlife enthusiast popped open the bubbly after finding an extremely rare moth last seen in Essex more than 50 years ago. Congratulations to Fiona Hutchings, aged 47. When the flash of green flew past her turned out to be a Forester moth, she had been carrying out service with the Essex Field Club at a farm in Alphamstone, near Halstead, on Thursday. Goodness gracious, that's so exciting. That's, oh my gosh, there's another photo of, oh my, oh, it's so pretty. It's so pretty. I want to go to there. And we all just go, this is Little Tesco anyway, says Casa. Yup. It's just all of the supermarkets that are like the small ones are just the little supermarkets. It's the supermarket that you go to because you have to when you need like a bottle of water, or the other the larger supermarket has closed and you don't mind that you're going to have to pay an extra 50p for a punnet of strawberries because you really need one. That's the little supermarkets. To me anyways. As is always the case with these kinds of paint-ins, I'm always very, very concerned that I'm going to end up doing a thing where, like, I make a mild goof of the colors, and I end up running out of space for all of them. So let's see if I can try and not do that. Rex says we have Dollar General and Family Dollar and Dollar Tree, all of which generally cost more than a grocery and specifically not $1. That makes 0 sense and I don't like it, Rex. That's deeply confusing. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, I think what I'm gonna do with this one is it kind of comes down like so. Like so. Okay. Okay, I think what I'm gonna do, yes, I think this is what I'm gonna, this is so confusing, but I think I figured out how I'm gonna make this, the rainbow stripes work with the unique, shape of this elephant moth's, whole deal. Hopefully it'll work anyways. I guess we'll soon find out. We did have Poundland, but they might be dead now, says Casa. Yeah, what's going on with Poundland? I don't know. There hasn't been a Poundland near anywhere I shop for a really long time. We used to have one in the center of Oxford, but we don't now. And I think there was a Poundland down in like another part of town. The best mini grocer near me is probably Drug Mart, says Rex. There was, yeah, the big name, like drugstore pharmacy shop in Canada, Shoppers Drug Mart, has a surprisingly comprehensive grocery section. They never used to, and then they kind of expanded and got like bigger shops and stuff, and now a lot of it is like just groceries. Like you could just go buy cheese and yogurt and like sandwich bread at effectively the equivalent of Boots in Canada, which seems weird. They were a pharmacy that decided they wanted to compete with Aldi, says Rex. Yeah, it is weird. It is weird. I wouldn't think, you know where I'm just gonna pop down to Superdrug to buy my groceries. Like, what? You don't really see that so much here in the UK, but also the UK generally has a smaller footprint, so you don't see as much in the way of like everything. I mean, there are like big like supermarkets where you can get basically whatever, but those are fewer and further between, and oftentimes sort of on the outskirts of town. Anyways, though not always. There's a massive Sainsbury's in like right smack dab in the center of a Leicestershire town that is within driving distance of my in-laws. You keep that mildly vague, so because I don't want to dox them. Yes. It's interesting. It's odd. It's interesting, and it's odd. Anywho. Okay, I think that's dried enough that I can go in and do an orange stripe now. So I shall pick up some orange paint. If I can. Wet my brush a little bit. I might change the paint water after we've had our next BRB. I'm not sure. Okay. This is a good palette for, I think a lot of the colors just work as sort of in and of themselves. Like, that's a good... This one I think needs a little help because it's a little bit too pinky of a purple. But apart from that, like, we've got our red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and almost but not quite purple. So it works for me. In Birmingham, we have everything. It's a big old city. A decent-sized Home Bargains or B&M will sell groceries amongst their cheap nonsense, says Cassie. Yeah, that is true. That is true. Oh, man. I used to... It's so stupid, but I used to... there was this one specific brand of crackers that I used to get specifically from Home Bargains. And they were so good, and they were so much cheaper than anywhere else there for some reason. Like, you could get the same crackers for like 70p as you could get from the supermarket for £1.30. And they were so good. They were like the extra wheat germ crackers. Guess what? I can't eat those anymore because I can't have wheat. Boo horns. I live 0.4 miles from one Tesco Express and 0.6 miles from another Tesco Express. Literally same road, says Cass. It's so confusing. So confusing. But I often find it sort of... I find it interesting that they when they do that, and I think I'm sure I'm sure, and I know that there is method behind it, but it's also so weird when they do that. Having like two outlets of the same doodad within spitting distance of each other, but I suppose if there's enough foot traffic that one of them would be potentially overburdened. So they just stick one sort of a little further down and capture people coming from both directions, maybe? I don't know. Anyways, hello, Mel. Welcome in. How are you doing? It's lovely to see you. Welcome, welcome. I hope you are well. I am trying to paint in a rainbow and having an interesting time. Rex says that's what Dollar General is doing. They're opening locations faster than Starbucks. Oh my goodness. I don't think it's Dollar General, but there is a dollar store in the States, or there was a dollar store in the States that had just the weirdest... I saw a video, like years ago, I saw this really insane deep dive video into this game show that was so... Like, how was this on television? I don't know. It was so flagrantly just advertising specifically for this one brand of dollar store. And it was somehow a game show, and people would have to, like, I don't know, guess the price. It was like The Price is Right, but if The Price is Right was specifically, like, sponsored by a dollar store, and specifically about products that were available at the dollar store, it was all very bizarre. I need to find a link to this video. If I can find it, I'll pop a link in the Discord, because I was just like, what is this and why does it exist? Every once in a while, I'll just rewatch that video because I'm just like, why is this a thing? I am obsessed and lightly horrified. I need to find this. Anyways, Cassie says, I always go to the 0.6 mile Tesco because the road I need to cross to get to the 0.4 mile Tesco is so hard to cross. Honestly... Understood and mood. Understood and mood. Sometimes it's genuinely easier to just go a little bit further away than to have to like cross the road, because road infrastructures. There is like there are places that I just don't walk to, even though like they're technically within walking distance of me, just because I'm like, I don't want to have to go under the underpass, under the ring road, or like I don't want to have to cross that roundabout, or I don't want to have to go up a hill. I don't want to do any of those things, so I just don't. I'm just like, no, I'll just take the bus to the slightly better thing that's further away. These moths are looking so good, says Mel. Oh, thank you, thank you. We are working on our little rainbow pride guy now. And, I don't know. I feel this was going to be a very silly, sort of low stress, no pressure Pride Month exercise of just fluffing around and finding out and having a fun time for me. But of course, I'm me, so I'm like, okay, but if I'm going to represent, like myself and also other communities to whom I wish to show my love and support, I would like to make all of our flags look real cool and good. No pressure. And then oops, all pressure. Oh, yay. But 'tis fine. I'm having a good time, but I am also very much feeling I want to do all of these justice because I love them so much. To recap before I finish this one, obviously we have a lovely lesbian hummingbird up here. We have a lovely mint non-beanie here, and a beautiful emerald trans moth, and an intersex brimstone, and an ace magpie moth, a burnet companion who's bi, and then we have an elephant hawk who's the whole rainbow. Love that for them. Celebrating the flags is an excellent start. Your art carries them well, says Mel. Oh, this is too kind. That's too kind. You're too nice. Thank you. I am having a very fun time doing them, and trying to figure out interesting ways of incorporating moth gubbins. Copper Mustache says, would you still love me if I was a lesbian hummingbird? Of course. Of course. Of course. Absolutely, of course. Actually, you know what? I think I painted some lesbian hummingbirds once. What was the context of that? I think it was painting the like Empress hummingbird, and I was like, what if I painted two of them and they were doing their beaks were doing a little kiss? And then I decided that Harold, they're lesbians. Because I love that for them. Let's go, lesbians. Let's go. Hell yeah. Anywho. I should probably do the green stripe, I suppose. I should probably do the green stripe. That would be the sensible next step. But first I'm going to take a sip of my... This is, as you can tell by the name, Rababa. Rababa. If you don't know, that means a lot to me, says Copper Mustache. Oh. Hell yeah. Anyways, Rababa is Danish for rhubarb. And now you know. Oh, damn, that's yummy. That is super yummy. You can tell that this is made entirely out of fruit, because the last bottle of this that I had was incredibly sour. Incredibly sour. And this one is incredibly sweet. So clearly, this is made from a much sweeter crop of fruits. And tasty, too. Sadly, I am a straight white man. Well, great news. We love you, too. So there. Anyways. I am... I made this art specifically for me, okay? Sometimes I paint things off stream because I'm like, this is so very specifically just for myself and potentially no one else in the world that I do not want to burden stream with it. And yet, This is for me. I couldn't decide whether or not to do a background, so I decided to just separately paint in a background. And I might add it in post if I decide I want to. Because I can. But I might not. Who knows? Anyways. What a good set of colors. Anyways. What was I saying? I forget. Moths! Yes, moths. We love them. They're neat. Going to go in with some of this delightful Richard green for our green stuff. I just hope that, because obviously I'm not just doing it fully as like stripe, 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 because there's some interesting striations to what's going on with the elephant hawks, like shape and stuff here, that it will still read as like Rainbow Pride Star. I haven't decided what I'm doing with the body. I have not decided what I'm doing with the body. Because I'm very intelligent. But, never mind. We'll figure that out when we get there. Oh no! Oh no! But yeah, what's everyone up to this week, by the way? How are your weeks, shaping up? Are you up to anything fun and cool? I would love to hear all about it. Incidentally, I did not realize this until, sometime between the end of last Thursday's stream and today's stream, we tipped over a new multiple of 100 in follower numbers. So thank you to the people following this channel for that. We are now over 1,100 strong. You're all breathtaking. Thank you. That's nice. It feels good to know that people feel comfortable enough to want to hang out here. It really does. I'm gonna steal some of the, that feels like erasure. That feels bad. I'm going to lovingly borrow some of the blue from the Bi Pride moth that we made earlier for our Rainbow Pride elephant hawk. But like in a deeply loving and respectful and inclusive way. Because that's exactly how we feel about the Bis. Not just because I count myself among them, but I mean, I'm... Anyways. Oh, this is weird and cool, and I kind of really like it. This is fun. I still don't know what I'm doing for this moth's body. I don't know how I'm going to do that, but I'll figure it out. Ooh, Copper Mustache is modeling a steamboat in Blender. Ah, sweet. Sweet, I love that. That's rad. I have yet to so much as attempt Blender because I find it deeply intimidating. So I'm always super impressed when someone's like, I'm making something in Blender. I'm like, oh, you are so cool. That's awesome. You are including them by stealing, says Rex. If they didn't have a blue worth stealing, they'd just be sitting there. I guess that's true. This is inclusion. And I mean, listen, I don't like feeling left out. It's one of the worst, shittiest feelings that I have experienced in my life is the feeling of being left out. So I am ding dang damn gonna not leave myself out now. I'm gonna include my me. Speaking of inclusion, I can't remember what the publisher was, but there's an indie publisher that was looking for. They've got a submission window coming up in a few months for novellas, and I'm like, maybe I have it in me to like mash something out for this submission window. The answer is a resounding, I probably don't have time, but I really ought to prioritize it because I would love to publish something again soon. But one of the things that I really, really, really liked in their submission guidelines, because they had some very, like, genuinely quite helpful submission guidelines, which was really nice to see. But one of the things that was within their submission guidelines was just like, it was like, there, you know, it was like a numbered list, and it was like, number 5, please do not self-reject. Which I guess is their way of saying, like, if you feel like you're in some way excluded from submitting to this, or that you're not, like, or that your work isn't going to be good enough, or whatever, like, just, honestly, you have a manuscript, submit it, and then let the editors decide whether or not they want to publish it. Don't say to yourself, oh, they're not going to want to publish it, so I'm not going to send it. Like, no, just do it. Just do it, you ding-dong. Because they might be like, hell yeah, we want to publish this shit, it's rad. So, yeah. If I can get my gubbins together to write something that isn't, you know, what would be a Star Trek novelization if they weren't cowards. I'm kidding. Then I will do my absolute darndest not to self-reject from this opportunity, because I self-reject from a lot of opportunities. Yes, anyways, I am missing chat, so let me catch up with chat. Samantha says, I don't have a blender, but I do have an electric whisk I know how to use. Nice. I used to have a blender, but it broke. So now all I have is an electric whisk. Or no. All my stones are clean, says Aoife. Oh, lovely status update. And 3 more of my plants have been stoned. Oh, love that for them. Blender is not hard to learn, but it is something you have to go out of your way to learn. So understandable if someone doesn't want to commit to it. Yeah. I think if I had like a specific project where I felt like having Blender would be, or using Blender as like a tool would be really, really useful to me, I might do that. In fact, I would do that. But thus far it has not. But maybe one of these days. Maybe one of these days I shall. Rex says, just because you think you are unqualified does not mean someone else does. Yeah, exactly. I think that's also, it's also a problem with like jobs and stuff. It's like, the difference between you and that other person who got the job might not be a case of like, you know, skills and qualification. It might be a case of you saw the job spec and were like, well, I don't quite have all of the qualifications and skills they're looking for, so I'm not going to apply. And then this other person was like, well, I don't have the skills and qualifications they're looking for, but I'm going to apply anyways. That's something that I really struggle with. The problem with jobs is capitalism, says Samantha. Oh, 100%. Sometimes I wonder if this is to do with like, because I will often, when I've been like job hunting and that kind of thing in the past, it's less of a thing these days because I'm not currently looking for jobs. I want to not have one. No, that's not true. I want to have a vocation that brings me joy. I don't want to have a job that makes me want to hurl myself into the sun. That's the difference. What was I saying? I don't know if this is like an example of sort of the like neurodivergent sort of like rules lawyery sort of like rigidity in terms of like thinking and that kind of thing, that like if I see a set of qualifications in a job spec and I do not perfectly fit all of these, I'm like, well, I shouldn't apply for this job because I'm not what they're looking for. I'm not qualified. Someone else might see that set of qualifications and be like, well, these are guidelines and I've got transferable skills, so I can probably just apply for it anyways and kind of fudge my way through if I get it. So, you know, I'd be like self-rejecting from that because I'm like, well, they said that they wanted this, that, and the other, and I only have this and that, but not the other. So I shouldn't apply for that because I'll be wasting their time and they'll be mad at me. Whereas, you know, another person who is too neurotypical to care about these things is like, I can just BS this, it's fine. And I've always really struggled with that. So, yeah, anyways. You were talking about dismantling capitalism. I'm doing my ding-dang best, but unfortunately I still have to exist within it. I talked my way into my machinist role, says Rex. Hell yeah! I've no certification or background knowledge. I just got hired as a production assistant and decided I wanted to be a machinist and talk to the boss. But that's rad as heck. Good lord, I wish I could do that. I don't think it's nearly as feasible in like the like day job industry that I've been working in, on account of because it's higher education, but I mean that would be amazeballs. I did when I worked in a public library for many years, and there was quite a lot of scope for like advancement and just like learning new skills and doing different stuff within that, and that was awesome. Um I miss it kind of, but also, actually, I don't, because it's not something that none of that was work you can do remotely, and I cannot be in an office like several days a week anymore because I'm tired. I'm tired and old. Anyway, speaking of being tired, I'm going to take a super quick BRB. I'll be back in a minute. And we'll get back to this fun conversation. Anyways, you're all breathtaking, and BRB. Here's the BRB screen. Back in a minute. Hello, everybody. I'm back. Hello. Hi! We're back. Yay! And I figured out what to do with this moth. It's gonna be fun. But first, we were talking about like what do people do, like when people self reject for things that they should probably just go for anyways. Samantha says there's also a very gendered element to it. Women are much more likely to self-select out of jobs they don't match all the requirements for than men, who are much more likely to go for a stretch role they are underqualified for. I have seen the research, and oh yeah. See also, this is a bit of an aside, but see also, years and years ago, I was helping to place an ad for a flat share, who they were all ladies, and they were looking for a female flatmate, which is fine, fair, like perhaps a more comfortable situation for everyone involved in that case. So I was very happy to place an ad for them saying we are specifically looking for another lady to live with us, and got like I think like about 8 responses. Can you guess, out of 8 responses, what percentage of those, when they specifically requested a female flatmate, were guys? Can you guess? Okay, I'm not going to hold you in suspense. It was not quite 100%, but it was 25%. Needless to say, they did not respond to those guys, because those guys could not follow basic instructions. Hopefully they found someone nice. But that was a flat that I was moving out of. That was a weird flatting situation. It was just before I moved in with my partner, who was not in a place that I could move into at the time. So I moved into a place that was basically down the street and around the corner. So I would go over to his house this is how our days would go together. I would go over to his house for dinner, and like after dinner, sort of like play some video games or watch some videos together, do some work. And then we would come back to my house to sleep. So we effectively for several months lived together, but in 2 separate houses, because his room in the flat that he was sharing had a single bed, and my room in the flat that I was renting had a king-sized bed. It was massive. So like, yeah. And to be honest, I don't think they liked that very much, because I didn't really socialize that much with the other flatmates, but like, I don't know, like I was 30 and tired and had to like talk to people all day because of my job at the time. So I was like, I don't want to come home and then have to socialize with people more. So I would just like kind of just hang out in my own space and never in other parts of the house. So they just never saw me. I'm a nice guy. You don't have anything to worry about, says Rex. And you know what? There's a good chance that at least one of these guys was probably like extremely nice and normal, and it's just the housing situation in the place I was living at the time was pretty dire, and finding like a nice room in a nice house was You know, I could understand sort of wanting to desperately jump at any of those chances. I had a really interesting time finding the place that I was living in and then moving out of. Um, but one of the I can still remember this because I was just like, oh no. Oh no, 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 no. Oh no, that was so many red flags here. This guy said, I know that the ad specified you were looking for a woman, but I think it can be more fun to spice things up a little bit. And it's like, I feel like you openly implying that you might like be macking on your like flatmates is absolutely an oh my god, no, buddy. That is not the situation. This is not, oh, I'm the one guy in a flat full of girls. What could possibly happen? Like, disgusting. Get out of here. Did not get a reply because what the actual F? Like, that's creepy. That's so creepy. Like, you are a creep if you do that. You know, even if you do that and just say, like, you know, I know you were specifically looking for, like, a lady, but I'm really looking for, I really need somewhere to move into, and I'm quiet and mostly keep to myself. You know, at least that's, like, an understandable kind of honest, but if you're like, I know you weren't looking for a guy, but I think it can make things more interesting. That is not anything that any woman wants, okay? I promise you they do not. They do not want to come home and be like, is my flatmate gonna be weird at me while I'm trying to make dinner? You know? Is my flatmate gonna, like, try to flirt with me while I'm doing my laundry? No, 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 no. No, no. Well, like, what the hell was wrong with that man? I don't know. Anyways, I needed to color in the body of this rainbow guy, and I got to Thinkins. And I was like, well, I don't want to just do it like a color. And I don't necessarily want to repeat the rainbow stripes, because I feel like that would just sort of maybe detract from, like, the cool rainbowiness of the wings, which look like this at the moment, if you can't see them from far away. I think they look pretty ding-dang cool. So, my thinky thought is, just gonna what if sparkles, y'all? What if I bust out the sparkles? Hello. You wouldn't even have to wonder, says Aoife. This one would have been weird, that is. Yeah, 100%. Absolutely. So weird. Samantha says, quoting, hello. I am a guy who is demonstrating openly that I will not respect any boundaries you set. Please let me live with you. Is a sales pitch, I guess. Yeah. I mean, it's definitely something, but it's definitely not something good. But yeah, I was thinking of using this, like, this white gold, but actually, I think I should use something that has a little bit more sparkle in it. So, like, dimensional sparkle. So I'm busting out the old duochromes for this. I have to find where they are. Oh no. Which box are they in? It's, okay. I'm losing my voice. Oh no. It's not you. And it's not you. Ah, Beans, where is it? Where is them? What is they? Where Beans them? Is it in here? Sorry, I'm coming back. I don't know whether or not it's in this box, but I'm gonna pull some paints out of this box and see whether or not it's any of these. But I don't think it is. No, it isn't. This is my deeply autumn palette of Lunar Red Rock. Shoot, where the heck is my extra sparkling? Where the heck is my delicious, delicious Tropicana sparkling? I know. Does anyone else remember those Tropicana sparkling ads with the, like, ridiculously catchy music? Tropicana sparkling! There was, like, a whole range of them for all the different flavors that they did. They were real freaky. Like, real trippy visuals and stuff. My moderator / spouse is home! Yay! I'm gonna go say hi to them, and then I'll find this dang paint. Hi, baby. Hi. Did you have that curry for lunch? Yeah. Oh, no. Get the fan on, babe. It'll be fine.
How you doing?
Good.
Nice you too. So how long are you in this pencil tomorrow?
Until 4, I think. 8:30.
Yeah. Well, I ended down there for 9. So.
It's just a way to make me be mad at them preemptively.
Yeah.
Because I am. Because that's...
When you lunch?
Oh, shit. Lunch is at 12:30, supposedly. Why one's yours? Okay. Well, yes, I might be able to sneak away. I hope they don't make us do activities over lunch. That would just be mean. Shoot! Where the heck is this dang paint pan? I'm looking for one of my sparkly paint pans, and it seems to have gone for a wander. I'm not sure where. And a side order of Anyways. Joseph, Sammy, and Dave sitting in a tree. Kissing is correct.
Without a tree.
Minus the tree. We were standing in a house. There are trees nearby. There are trees in the neighborhood. There are trees near the house. But, I am not in... There are elements of the house that are constructed out of wood. For whatever that's worth. Also, Rex in the chat also says hi, sweetie. He says hello. I know, but that's the lyric, says Joe. I know. I was just being excessively correct. I'm sorry. I do appreciate the song. Where is my... I had a little Containia paint pan somewhere, and I don't know where it's got to. Shoot. I was hoping maybe this paint was inside that. I'm gonna have one more quick look. I am sitting in a chair right now. I'm gonna have one more quick little looky-loo for my, for this sparkly paint. It's gotta be somewhere. It's gotta be somewhere in this mess, amid the ding-dongs and the doodads and the what-have-yous. Well, I found this, which I was looking for earlier today, because I need to paint some little guys for the patrons. So that's good. But where the hecketh do those paints be? Hum. I realize this is not a particularly exciting stream make, and I do apologize. I just don't know where that thing's got to. Heck. Well, I do have one other idea I can have a little look-see at. Because I do have some other metallic paints. Or I could just use this white gold for shine and sparkle. Also, wow, my back hurts now. How did I do that? Who knows? Anyways. I love you too, Joe, by the way. Tal says, Sammy and Dave standing in a house. Welcome home, moderator/spouse. Oh my god, yes. That was so good. What do you mean? I'm on the edge of my seat, says Copper Mustache. Are you ever going to find that glitter? Nobody knows at this point. Anything's possible. Whom's to say? Ah, pretzels. I genuinely don't know where it's gone. It was just in, like... I thought it was just in, like a generic Daniel Smith paint box. Like this, but for the larger tubes. But, it's not in either of the ones that I can find. And I don't know where the pan of it's gone. And I had some other paints that were like right here, and I do not see them. Do you know I had a little container of paint pans that was like here? Do you know where they've gone?
What does it look like?
Like, just a little clear plastic container that's like that big that had some little paint, like 8 paint pans in it. Sorry, I was asking my moderator / spouse. I think we might have to use an alternate paint because I genuinely don't know where the heck my duochromes have gone.
I know what you mean, but I'm not sure where it is. I'm not seeing it for them.
No. Mysterious. Anyways, I don't even think this... I'm not even sure if this duochrome is in it. I just don't know where the duochrome is gone. Like, I genuinely have the... Oh, what's that? Okay, this is them. And...
That's just the ones you put together.
yeah. The duochrome is not in this one. Oh, no. This is my moon glows, by the way. If anyone remembers the moon glow adventure. Shoot. Okay, one last gander in Studio Corner, and then I'm giving up and using something else. So. Where did you go? Where are you? Why are you not anywhere? Everything is in this pile except you. I'm so confused. By my own paints. Hold up, wait a minute. Okay, two possible boxes. Did you try checking that other place? I have a possibility and I have a supposition. It's okay. It's not in here, but here are my 2 other duochrome paints. This is Oceanic and this is Cactus Flower. But that's not the one I'm after. I don't know where the paint pan that has this paint in it has gone. I don't know. It has like ceased to exist, apparently. It has just vanished into the void. But I might have the tube of it in here. So, fingies crossed, the tube is in here. I couldn't find this box because it was just inside another box for fun. My storage system is Garbo. But I have a paint that I think will make some beautiful gay glitter. You'll find it 10 seconds after the stream ends. Yes, absolutely will. The finale of the glitter arc is we have something that will work. This is Violet Fantasy from Daniel Smith Paints. And this has to be the last thing I do with this paint water, incidentally, because once you put glitter inside, there is no taking that away. Anyways, this paint is really cool. Because in and of itself, ooh, I think a little bit of the binder has kind of separated. Because there's just like a layer on top of this that looks to be just uncombined like gum arabic, which, delightful. But that's fine. I'm just gonna try and squeeze see, this is the problem with tubes of paint, is that I really only need a very tiny amount of this. So I'm just gonna attempt to smear the littlest bit. But again, we've got a little bit of separation on the top here. So I've had to smear out a little extra. But as you can see, it looks kind of white, but it's got this like iridescence to it. And I want it to be, I think a little bit of a glittery situation will be nice. I feel like glitter, you want a little bit of glitter, a little queer magic for Pride Month would not go amiss, I think. So I'm very happy to do it. There is no taking back glitter, says Samantha. Once you open it, you'll be finding it around your apartment for the rest of eternity. It's true. You're so right. Anyways, gonna get rid of this tiny these tiny A7 paper is so useful to me. If you don't know, I have a Patreon tier that's just, you get like a little like original artwork every month that is this size of just a little guy that I think you would find fun. It's a fun time. It might be a cryptid, it might be a character that I think you would like, or that I know you would like if I know your tastes, preferences, and interests. Or it might be something that I think is cool or sort of works seasonally depending. It's a fun time. Okay. Okay. Okay, hopefully this works. I tried painting with Bubblicious the other day, says Rex. That didn't go well. I don't know what the difference is with Arabic gum, but it's definitely better for painting with. Yeah, definitely. If you're going to use gum in painting, I suggest not Bubblicious, and maybe also not like Double Mint or Eclipse. I'm trying to think of other brands of gum, and I don't know. I have a gum that I bought. I have not eaten it yet because it's so stinking cute. Actually, hold on. I'm gonna go grab the box of it because it's the sometimes there is a word for this in Japanese, pakegai, I think, which is when you buy something because the packaging is super appealing. You're buying it for the packaging. This is that. I will show you in a second. Okay, y'all. How great is this gum? This is, I don't know why, but this is Dracula no Moto. And I had to get it. Because it's Dracula gum. Like, how could I not? It's okay, his face on the back of the packaging is even better. Dracula no Moto. I love him with my whole heart. This is my favorite thing. Is this extremely tight? It was like so cheap. It's like the super cheap, like, insanely inexpensive candy that you can get in Japan. But I can't open it because the packaging is just too good. I also, I don't read written Japanese basically at all, so I don't know what flavor it is. Oh boy, we've got a terrible drawing time of Dracula eating gum. From Joe. Thank you. That's amazing and hilarious and adorable. And also, can we just... Sparkly! Oh. Yes. Yes, they are sparkly. We have a sparkly Pride moth for Pride Month. Just gonna make sure that I've gone in and really filled in all of the bits that want to be sparkly here, because as I moved it against the light, I could see that there were bits that I'd missed. So we now have a sparkly Pride moth for Pride Month, which I think is hopefully you think is real pretty. I love this paint. I think it's very, very fun. And now we have a request to do. I'm going to clean this off, and once again, this is now glittery paint water. I cannot use this paint water for regular paint colors anymore. But to be honest, we are getting close to the end of stream anyways, so I'll probably call it once we've done the, wow, I did not get a lot done this stream. I was very chatty, though. That's fun. I enjoy getting to chat with y'all, and I hope y'all enjoy chatting with me. Aoife says, I recently left a lot of Discords because sharing stuff was just so much work. It's kind of a hassle. Oh no. Oh no, I'm sorry. But also, understand, I'm in so many Discords, and I basically lurk in most of them. I want to be more social. I want to share more than I get to, but, like, it's a lot to keep up with, especially, like, the larger, busier Discords, where there's just rapid-fire conversation going constantly, and I get overwhelmed. So I hang out a lot in my own Discord, because it's a quiet place. We have fun there. But yes, we have a terrible drawing time. So allow me to explain, if I can, what the phenomenon of terrible drawing time is. Namely, for 5,000 channel points, I have 5 minutes or less to draw a character or concept if you are choosing from memory or sight unseen on a terrible drawing canvas such as this bad boy. I think the most recent thing that we drew on this canvas is Mari Luid here. And I couldn't get Google Translate to cooperate, so I wasn't able to have her saying Happy Pride in Welsh. So I just put gay in brackets, but Cymraeg. Cymraeg is the Welsh word for the Welsh language. in case you did not know. Anyways, I like Wales. Wales is nice. Even though the last time I was there, the weather was very bad. But it's all fine. I really just share stuff, to be honest, and really look at the general channels and stuff. That's also fair, Aoife. Absolutely. Same here, Copper Mustache. Definitely not a Discord kind of guy. Fair. I am a Discord kind of person, but I am, as I say, a limited Discord kind of person because I'm in like 24 of them now, and I can't keep up. I can't keep up with all of them. I try, and it's just like nope. I mostly hang out in like smaller ones, and will occasionally pop in with like a something neat. Silk Song Sketcher, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome on in. How are you doing? Lovely to see you. Welcome. Hello. Okay, 5 minutes. Dracula eating gum. Skong! Says Rex. Is this a sign? Is this a Silk Song real? Silk Song release date? Hello, stranger that I'm talking to for the very first time. Well, it's lovely to see you. Shall I call you Silk for short, or do you have another name? Welcome on in. It's lovely to see you. Hi. And thank you so much for the follow. 5 minutes on the clock to draw. Dracula eating some gum. Silk Song is coming out tomorrow, says Silk Song Sketcher. Well, I mean, we got it right from the source there. So I guess I might have to change around some stream plans and call in sick to work for the next 3 months. Anyways, in all seriousness, you can call me Kirsty. Well, hello, Kirsty. Or Silk, or Song. Why, thank you, Kirsty. Anyways, I do hope that you're having a lovely day. I have a terrible drawing to do. How am I going to... I mean, I feel like Dracula's really looking forward to it here, but I feel like, I don't know. Gum, like fangs plus gum, is that going to be a fun time? I've got 5 minutes to do it, so I guess let's find out. Okay, so let's pop a Dracula right here, I suppose. So, okay, I'm going to give him a very dignified Dracula nose here. And some little Dracula eyes here. And a little Dracula ear. And then he's got his hairline, of course, that is the classic Lugosi here, obviously. Because that's an aesthetic that I think is rad. Sammy's terrible drawings are my favorite, says Kirsty. Oh no, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do this justice, but I shall try. Okay, so you can see a little fang, but also, oh, you know, is bubblegum. Is bubblegum, so he's gonna be doing like a gum bubble, I think. I think that's what we're gonna do. So he's got his like little gum bubble. I think the thing about trying to blow gum bubbles is I feel like it's got to be like extra difficult when you're a Dracula, because trying to do that without popping it with one of your fangs. We need close-ups of the drawings when you're done, says Joe. Of course. Of course I shall. Dracula's cute little Dracula hairdo. I'll give him some Dracula sideburn, why not? This is like the jolliest little Dracula to ever vampire, I think. And honestly, I love that for him. He's like, I never drink wine, but I chew bubble gum. Ah. He's got his like stand collar cloak, of course, famously. Very sexy of him. And I don't know, just a cute little heart-shaped medallion holding his little Dracula cloak together. Thusly. Oh, this is the cutest Dracula ever. Oh no. Terrible drawing time is the most misleadingly named channel. Point redeem in all of Twitch, says Samantha. Y'all, stop it. Stop it or else. You're gonna make me blush. Okay. And I think this bubble is slightly translucent, so you can kind of just see the trace smile and teeth on the other side of it. Of course, I could have been cruel and drawn like his like the bubble bursting and him being all sad, and I did consider it, but I was like, no, that's too sad. I don't want to do that because that'll just make me feel sad. Um, and I love this Dracula. This is from an era of Dracula when Dracula was like misunderstood and sexy, as opposed to an era of Dracula where he's like a scary like unsympathetic monster kind of thing. You know, so when I was at university, I studied vampire texts for a time as part of my like academic interests. And there is this book called Our Vampires Ourselves that goes through sort of the history up until sort of the when the book was published, which I think was in like the 90s, of like the way that vampires are represented in different eras of like cinema and literature, and how that is reflective of the society, the state of culture and ideology at the time that they're being written, and how vampires come to mean different things depending on when they're being written, which is really interesting and very true. There's a lot of there's levels of nuance to what vampire means. And I think that's neat and fun, you know, like is it like is it an exploration of queerness? Is it an exploration of class? Is it an exploration of just ooh scary because fun? I don't know. Anyways, here's Dracula chewing some gum. He's just chilling and having a good time, and I love that for him. He's just a little guy. Um what flavor gum do you think Dracula? I feel like gum is a good choice for it because depending on the vampire lore that you're into, vampires, some vampires can eat food, and then other vampires can't really ingest anything other than blood. But chewing gum is kind of a nice out for that. You can still appreciate the yummy flavor, but because you don't actually ingest the gum, you just chew it and then you spit it out. You get flavors, but you're not actually eating it, so you get to taste yummy different flavors. Bloodle gum flavor, says Kirsty. Yes! Oh my god, Rex says Big Red, also excellent. This is, thank you. Thank you so much. Anyways, that was terrible drawing time. Is that Grub Daddy with kids? That's Grub Daddy doing the school run. That was another request. Yes, Rex, it is. Wine gum, says Samantha, yes, because he doesn't drink wine. You know, it really changes the meaning of that statement depending on the word you put emphasis on, which I think is quite fun, actually. Haha, I know that guy, says Kirsty. Could you tell him I said hello? I love that guy, he's great. But yeah, that was Grub Daddy doing the school run. If you want a tour of what else is on this canvas, it's Grub Daddy doing the school run with some of his little kiddies. One of them's, you can tell this is the cool child because they're on a skateboard. This was the Matty Lua doing a gay rap battle for Pride Month. This is just a little penguin enjoying a cup of tea. Just a little penguin enjoying a cup of tea. This is the horrifying experience of our terrible bandicoot is your therapist. So apologies for that. This is me attempting to sharpen a pencil and having a bit of an interesting time of it. This is Tim Horton and the Schneider's sign girl, and she's aiming a cannon at him, and the cannon is TV's Lloyd Robertson. This will mean nothing unless you are a very specific flavor of Canadian. This is Oshawott, the Pokemon fighting god. This is a cup of rainbow sherbet. Doing the school run, says Samantha. Once they get back from school, they will be eaten. It's fine. Don't worry about it. This is a field of free range sausages frolicking on a beautiful day. This is a cup of fizzy tea, I believe. This is my birthday. This is Hornet giving me a birthday cake. She's saying, "Get good, birthday." And I appreciate that. And this is the opposite of a wanted poster for Zote. It says, "Not wanted. Pulls go away." The management. This is my favorite. Anyways, that is this terrible drawing type canvas so far. An unwanted poster, says Samantha. Exactly, yes. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed that tour. That was fun. Sha! says Kirsty. I agree. I see your Sha, and I raise a garaba. Anyways, these are my pride moths. They still need some line weight, but I don't have a ton of time left today. Maybe I can do one line weight. Maybe I can do one line weight, and then we will call it for today. So let me find an appropriate set. Okay, yeah. I'm gonna do a super quick one line weight. I'm gonna make maybe sort of like a peachy orange, and do the line weight for the lesbian hummingbird moth, as you do. So let me just mix together. If I mix together this pink and this orange, then I should have a nice line weight color for that. So I'm gonna try and do that. Oh no, this paint is extremely dry. Hold up. That paint is drier than... It looked like it was wet paint. It was like shiny, but then I tried to pick it up and it was like, no. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. I don't exist. And I'm like, no, but I need you. Don't you understand? And it said no. Okay. Okay, I think that's a beautiful color for the lesbian hummingbird moths. Line weight. So I'm gonna bring up a photo for myself of the hummingbird moth, just so I don't miss any features. Aw, dang, it's so stinking cute. What a cutie! I love this moth. It's good. It's a good moth. I love all of the moths. They're all good moths, Brent. But this one's got some lovely shape to its wings. And hopefully the line weight will help kind of really bring these to life. But I feel like, I don't know, because, you know, I like doing the line weight that's like a color that kind of, that fits tonally with whatever I've been painting, as opposed to just doing like a, though sometimes I do like to line in black as well, but I do less frequently these days. I don't know why. But, I just started doing this at some point, and I was like, I really like that. So I just kept doing it. I feel like it's softer than doing a black line, though I do like doing a black line from time to time as well. But, where was I going with this? I forget. Anyways, oh yeah, because all of these are so colorful, to try and figure out what color to do for like the lines for them is questions. What color should their eye be? Okay, I'm going back to the that's an interesting eye. That's a really interesting eye. Okay, I've just gone back and looked at what the hummingbird moth's eye is, and it's really interesting, because it's kind of like a light color on the outside and then has a little dot in the middle. Which is quite cool and very cute. How to represent that in the lesbianic couleurs? Maybe. Mayhaps. If I water this down quite a bit and just go for a nice pale situation like so, then realize the paint is way too wet, and then be unable to... Oh, my tissue's over here. Okay. Like, where are my tissues? I need my tissues to do blotting. I need to blot. Okay, like so. Like, that's so lightly colored, you can barely tell that I've colored it in. Hooray, good job me. Oh no. And then I dry my brush a little bit. Then I remember I wasn't supposed to reuse this paint water because this paint water has iridescent glitter in it, but I don't think... Okay, you can't see it in the line stuff. So I think I think from that point of view, we'll probably be okay. Yes. I think we'll probably be okay from that perspective. Ah, geez. What a ding-dong. I'm not really going to be able to reuse any of these blobs that I've got on the canvas now, so I think that'll be okay. Come on. Come on. There we go. Oh no. Okay. Real talk. Let the glitter fly, says Rex. Extra sparkly, says Kirsty. Yes, I completely agree. You should drink the paint water. That way you won't accidentally use it again. Samantha, no. I do not want to put sparkles into my digestive system. I don't think they hold any nutritional value for eating as food. Anyways, okay, I'm going to be really quiet for a second because I would like to be able to do this without messing up the line. Ah! Heck! Okay! I did it. Sparkly poop, says Kirsty. I don't think that's going to make it any more pleasant. I mean, gross, but with glitter in it is still gross, you know what I mean? Okay, I'm going to bring up my reference sheet. My reference sheet just being Google image search. I'm not working off any one specific photo here. I'm just having a little look-see at a representative sample. Doof. They've got some lightly dramatic eye makeup, so I'm gonna try and reflect that. There we go. Oh, okay. There's liquor you can get that has so much glitter in it, it looks like a bottle of nail polish, says Rex. I think I've seen that, and it scares me. I know edible glitter is a thing. I've consumed it, but is she beautiful? Isn't she lovely? I hope you like her. There's a few glitter alcohols here, says Casa. Yeah, have I had any? I'm not sure, but I've definitely seen some in tit shops. She's so beautiful, says Samantha. Oh, geez, she's adorable, says Tells. Thank you, y'all. Thank you. I'm glad y'all approve. Amazing, very gay, says Copper Mustache. Yay! We have done a moth. You can be drunk and have sparkly poop. Oh boy, see, the problem I have with that, Casa, is that at some point you're like, if you've had enough of the sparkly liqueur that it makes your business sparkly, are you going to end up in that situation where you've drank a lot and you forget that happened, and then you go to the toilet later on and you're like, oh my god, what the heck is wrong with my business? Oh my god, I'm gonna die. And you just think that, like, you're gonna die. There's a gin with gold flakes in my cupboard, says Casa. There's a lot of... Gold leaf is very popular as, like, an accoutrement for, like, fancy desserts. It's like, we can jack up the price on this by just putting some gold leaf on top. And I'm just like, I'd rather a thing just be delicious. I don't need to poop gold. Tequila often has gold, says Joe. Edible gold is weird. The interesting thing about edible gold is that it has no nutritional value. You will just pass it. But also that I forget the other thing that I was going to say. I don't know. It doesn't taste like anything. That's it. It doesn't taste of anything either. So it's not adding flavor. It's just there to make it feel fancy. Which, you know what? Fair enough. I've had Goldschlager. It was nice, says Rex. I've never had it. I've seen it. I've never had it. I'm sure I've eaten something that had probably like chocolates or something that had some gold leaf on them. But, yeah, I don't know. I'm not fancy enough for that kind of thing normally. Though I think I got some, like, edible star-shaped sprinkles one time that were, like, glittery around Christmas, or possibly just after Christmas, so they were on clearance, and I was going to use them as, like, decorations for baked goods. And then I just never did, and I think we had to bin them because they went out of date. Oh, no! Oh, I also did once accidentally buy glittery powdered sugar. I didn't realize that it was, like, sparkly. It was, like, iridescent powdered sugar. So I did once make a batch of cookies that did kind of sparkle one Christmas. I made cardamom snowballs, which is effectively just like a shortbread dough with cardamom in it, and then you roll it in powdered sugar, so they look like little snowballs. They're really good, by the way. They're really delicious. Anyways, it's not really a recipe. It's just use whatever shortbread recipe you want. Make them into little snowball shapes. Add cardamom. Recipe! Anyways. I don't think gold leaf is technically an edible gold, says Rex. There's just so little gold in gold leaf. Because it's so thin, it's not a problem. Yeah. It's like nutritionally, I mean, it's non-toxic, I think we can say. But it is also such a tiny amount of gold. I mean, if you've ever tried to handle gold leaf, you know that it just, like, it practically defies gravity. If you so much as, like, breathe on it, it will want to blow away. It's very, like, no substance. It's so lightweight, which is kind of really cool. But also, kind of really hard to work with. Anyways. I am going to have a mild panic because I've just looked at the time. And I've got to go, y'all. I got to go make dinner and then rest because I have a large day ahead of me tomorrow that I don't want to do. So, I got to brace myself. Anyways, I can't believe we're still not done, these bad boys and girls and non-beanies. We'll have to come back to them next stream to finish it, and I'll have a sketch ready for whatever we do afterwards, because I don't think that doing the line weight on these is going to take a whole stream. It will be another Pride related thing, but something different, maybe something cryptid related. Who knows? I don't. Trying to get the my Star Trek hyperfixation is not abating in any way, shape, or form. So I'm trying to get that done. I'm trying to get that out of the way off stream. Just cause. But I mean, I am doing that off stream. Look, this is just, how could I not? They're in love. And I love them. Anyways. But yeah. Okay. I'm gonna find someone for us to raid. So we can go do that. And thank you so much for... If you look at Gold Leaf from the side, you simply wouldn't see it, says Rex. Yeah, exactly. Gold poop, says Casa. That is some premium quality, expensive poop. But why not? Okay. Let me just check and make sure that this person that I would like to raid is not just about to finish. Because that would be silliness. But I also... okay, it's... Well... raid thing? Let me have a look and see if this person is just about to finish. Because it's important. Okay. No. Sit. Go. Okay, and it's playing their stream's audio. I probably shouldn't do that. Thank you for not being muted. Yeah, we're gonna go raid. We're gonna go read some Pokemon art. Because why not? I hope you had a nice time today. It was nice hanging out with y'all. My computer is being real chuggy and slow, so hopefully this works. I'm gonna get some Pride emotes in there, because why not? And I'm popping a generic raid message into chat. If you have the emotes, feel free to grab the emotes. If you do not have the emotes, you can just say generic raid message or append any cool emotes that you do have. It's all good. Thanks for drawing Gay Moths, says Copper Mustache. It was very much my pleasure. I look forward to finishing them. Pride Month is very special to me, of course, and I like to celebrate it in as proud a way possible. So this has been really fun to do, and I can't wait to do more gay art on Thursday. So hell yeah. And thank you for hanging out today. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week, and I will hopefully see you all very soon. But if not, have a good one. Regardless, you're all breathtaking. Where's the thanks for watching screen? There it is. Hope to see you again soon. Take care, everyone.